Hi friends, welcome to my Stampin' Piece studio. I'm Mary Knabe in Westerville, Ohio. Um, gosh, we are at the very end of October. Just 3 days left in October, or 3 more sleeps, as some kids say. But anyways, though the month is winding down really, really fast, it's starting to truly feel like fall in central Ohio with the cooler temperatures, and our leaves on the trees are finally turning color. So this is a pretty week here, and today is bright and sunny with blue skies, so it's just wonderful. But wherever you are, I hope you're enjoying some good weather. But I'm also glad you took a little time out of your day to spend some time with me for creative inspiration. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make some quick and easy cards using one of my favorite products from Stampin' Up, the Party Alphabet dies. So there's a couple sheets in here, excuse me, and mine are off the sheets. I haven't gotten magnets large enough to put in there yet, but honestly, these party dies are one of my very favorite products. And I never, although I'm not using these today, I never like to show the Party Alphabet dies without showing people the Party Banner dies, because it really is those banners that sold me on getting the alphabet dies, because I wanted to make some party banners for Riley's second birthday in June. And what I've discovered is I have been using these party alphabet dies for so many different things. In addition to banners, titles on scrapbook pages, gift tags, and even cards, as I'm going to be showing you today. So today we're going to make some quick and easy cards featuring the party alphabet dies, okay? And you'll see cards for Halloween, fall, or it could be used for Thanksgiving as well, and Christmas. And I think these cards are just going to sort of get your juices flowing. By the end of this demonstration, you're going to have a whole list of words that you want to make with the party alphabet dies that you can apply to your card making, both seasonal, holiday, as well as all occasion cards. So let's get started right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a couple of Halloween cards. And all of the cards I'm making today are slimline cards. So we're starting with a cardstock base that measures 8.5 inches by 7 inches. 8.5 by 7. And then I scored on the short side in half at 3.5 inches. So I'm just going to give this a nice crease with my bone folder. And then we're going to add some cardstock and DSP. For the inside of my slimline card, I'm using a piece of white that measures 8.25 inches by 3.25. Oops, should be 3.25 inches, but that is obviously not been cut to the right size. Now it's 3.25. And I have a feeling my other one, yep, forgot to cut that one as well. So I might as well do both at the same time. So the inside piece measures 8.25 inches by 3.25 inches. And then on the front, I'm using a piece of black cardstock for my layer that measures 8.25 by 3.25 inches. And I've already cut my designer series paper and adhered it to the black cardstock. And that DSP measures 8 inches by 3 inches. So The top layer is 8 inches by 3. The cardstock layer plus the white inside is 8 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then my finished card is 8 1/2 by 3 1/2 inches. Oh, V, thank you so much. I have to be honest, I wasn't really sure what I was going for when I went to the salon yesterday. I just knew I needed my color touched up, and then I also wanted bangs, and I just wanted it shorter. So I'm glad you like it. I keep looking in the mirror thinking, whew, that's quite a change. Although in a past life, I had much, much shorter hair. So like anything, I think it just takes a day or two to get used to it. Now, what I'm showing you here is, and by the way, this DSP is from the Spooky Sweets collection, Spooky Sweets, all right? And it's part of the scrapbooking line, but you could buy the paper with the stickers, or you could buy a whole scrapbook kit. But that's what I chose to do. And I love it because it's fun, and the colors aren't just orange and black. They incorporate Petunia Pop, Granny Apple Green, and Daffodil Delight. So what I'm showing you here is I went ahead and cut 2 sets of letters to spell the word boo. One with a coordinating DSP, and it would have been perfectly fine for me to just adhere the letters right to that DSP, but I decided I wanted them to pop just a little bit more. So I die cut the same letters from black cardstock. And I'm going to adhere the DSP letter to the black letter, but offsetting it just a wee bit. So it kind of gives that impression of 3D letters or that drop shadow, just like that. But I think it's going to make the letters pop a whole lot more. So the next thing I'm going to do is decide how I want to adhere these to my card. I can go perfectly straight, right? Or I can change it up a bit and just kind of scatter them, which is fun to do with Halloween words and images. So that's what I'm going to do, is just turn the letters at different angles, and gives the card a little bit more of a playful, fun look, which is exactly what Halloween should be. Do you all get trick-or-treaters? I get very few where I live. We're getting more kids in our neighborhood. However, they're very young, so they probably don't last outside very long, especially when the weather is yucky like it often is in Ohio for trick-or-treat. But also, I'm on the very first street of the neighborhood. Oh, come on, camera. Come on, camera. I still have not figured that out. Oh, my goodness. Anyways, moving on. A trick or treat. No, so I get very, very few. In fact, one year when we had really nice weather, I think I got like 12 or 14. That's been max. So last year, and my neighbors and I on both sides, we also used to sit out together. Well, the one couple next door has moved. And then on the other side, Adrian and Natalie have a 3-year-old. So Arlo likes to go around the neighborhood trick-or-treating. So they're not home to sit out on the porch with me either. So last year and again this year, I'll be going to Andrea and John's house. And the plan is that I will sit outside again at their house and pass out treats. And they have quite a few in their neighborhood. And it's really lots of fun. The parents and the kids all come out together. And being that they were new to the neighborhood last year, they actually met a whole lot of people, which was really, really nice. So I'm going to just dress this card up a bit let's do it like this, with some fun eyeballs. Wiggly eyes. You can get these at any craft store. I got mine at Hooby Looby, as Emily tends to say. But you can get them in all different sizes. They're really inexpensive. I don't use them very often, but I did buy some last week because my friend gave me a craft idea to do with Riley, which we did when she slept over on Friday night. And I'll have to show it to you, but we haven't. Oh, come on, camera. Very frustrating. But we haven't, Riley and I haven't passed them all out yet. So after we do that, I will show you what we made for some of the relatives here. So here's one Boo card. Quick and easy, right? And yes, I did pre-die cut the letters, but that's just a matter of saving time. But you can see that doesn't even take much time at all. You can do more than one letter at a time, multiples depending on your the word that you're choosing. So here is Boo. Let's make one more. This is a good way too. Like some years I buy Halloween sets, other years I don't. This is one of the years I didn't, but then I got to thinking, what was I guess I wasn't thinking when I decided not to buy any, because of course I have to send a Halloween card to Riley. And I typically do send to my daughters and my nieces, things like that. And they're young adults, but they still enjoy getting the mail. So again, my card base is 8.5 by 7 inches, scored at 3.5 on the short side. The white inside and my black layer on front measure 8.25 inches by 3.25 inches. And these, so if you didn't buy Halloween stamp sets with all the fun little creatures and whatnot, the alphabet letters are a great way to make up for that. So my DSP again is 8 inches by 3 inches. And then I just cut a couple of strips. These measure 3/4 of an inch. Whoops. 3/4 of an inch by 3 inches. And I'm just going to fill in some of this space on the inside of my card and add a little extra pizzazz to the inside. Of course, there's plenty of room to write a message, even stamp a Halloween greeting or fun image. And then once again, I die cut 2 sets of letters, one from coordinating DSP and one from black. And then I layered them, offsetting them a little bit, and going to adhere these to my card front. But as you can see too, all of my measurements are very simple. All of those card measurements, very, very simple. Finished card base is 8.5 by 3.5 inches. And then the DSP 8 by 3, the layer underneath, as well as the white in front, 8.25 by 3.25. So super, super easy. And this one, I'm just going to finish off with, I guess I could put more eyeballs, but I'm going to finish off with this bow. Oops, that's not what I wanted. And by the way, we don't have any pumpkin pie ribbon right now, and I don't have any black ribbon either. My thought was to, oh goodness, my thought was to color some white ribbon, but I pulled out this Timid Tiger ribbon, and it actually is a good match for the pumpkin pie in this set. I think it's pumpkin pie. I assumed it was. It is. So, but it's a good match to it. All right. What do you think? Do I need eyeballs on the second card? I'm sort of feeling like I do. Like if Riley comes over here, she'll be expecting them because we did play with eyeballs with our craft the other day. This is an idea too, to make these eyes. I think I'll do that. Okay, that's like the fourth time it's moved, isn't it? Oh my goodness. I even went to ChatGPT, to AI, to ask about this problem of the camera moving. Margaret says yes to the eyeballs. Oh, good. It just makes it kind of fun. I think if these were bigger on this card, it would make even more of an impact, but this is the only size I have. I don't use the wiggly eyes a lot, so I only wanted to buy one package. So super cute, right? Okay, now let's make a fall card. On this card, I use some of the Gathering Together Designer Series paper. All of the dimensions, measurements are the same. My card base, 8.5 by 7, scored at 3.5 on the short side. Inside, I'm using Basic Beige as my neutral, and it measures 8.25 by 3.25 inches. I also inserted a strip of DSP here. This is 8 inches by 3/4 of an inch. 8 by 3/4 of an inch. And then I have the same size layers on my front. The DSP on top is 8 by 3 inches. I actually used another coordinating DSP from that same Gathering Together DSP pack and put that behind the leaf layer. So then I went ahead, I really wanted to bring out the gold in this beautiful paper. So I simply die cut the letters for fall from gold paper. Kathy, I thought I did that, and I have changed settings so many times based on what people told me, but I will definitely go back and look at that again after this video. I'm still bound and determined to figure it out. But then sometimes I get off the lives and I forget to go back to that now that I've been doing the YouTube lives for a while. How do you like me doing lives on YouTube rather than Facebook? There were many, many, many reasons why I switched from doing them on Facebook to, oh, Kathy, thank you. I think they're beautiful too. But anyways, I am liking doing the lives on here so much better. And then I also stamped the sentiment, thankful for you, from the Gathering Moments stamp set. And I stamped it on that Basic Beige cardstock and just trimmed the ends. Super fun, super cute, super easy. And I think that gold really adds some elegance. I feel like I want to move this F over just a little bit. Give it a wee bit more room from the A. Yeah, that looks better, I think. But look how easy that is. A few layers, right? And some fancy gold letters, which really aren't fancy at all, are they? Okay, so let's make one more. Dora says she likes YouTube. Kathy likes watching on her TV. She can hook up her YouTube channel, or yeah, the YouTube station, watch it on her big screen, which is kind of nice, I think. All right, so I've got a real red card base, 8.5 by 7 inches, scored at 3.5, folded in half again. It's a finished 8.5 by 3.5 inch card. Okay, now this is super fun, and I was just kind of going through trying to think of easy words to die cut. And so for the upcoming holidays, and I decided I needed a ho 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 card. So, and I'll show you my sample of this one afterwards. I've got a couple other samples. So, ho 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 does not fit really well if I have the letters going straight across. So I needed to angle some. I needed to overlap them some. So what I decided is the H in each of the hoes would be on dimensionals. And then the O's, I'm going to actually glue flat to my card base. And I don't have an extra layer of DSP or fancy paper. I didn't emboss cardstock or anything. So it's very much a clean and simple card. And I'm going to go ahead and put glue on all 3 of these O's right up front. More right there. And I'm going to put on an H and an O together at the same time so that I can kind of see how I am setting them in place together. So here is my first HO. And then I'm going to jump to the other side and place the third HO on the right. And I'm doing this because it will be easier for me then to put the center HO truly in the center of the other 2. When I work in thirds, I often do that, left, right, then center. But you may have a different way of doing it. I want to tuck this O under that H, as well as this one. And what I love about doing the letters like this is it just makes it just a little more fun and whimsical. I'm going to go up like that. And I love the silver. Talk about classic Christmas. Wish I had gone lower on this O. Can I do that? Let me see. Nah, I better not. Might be messing with it too much. So then I've made a bow from this. Does anybody have this ribbon? This is so, so pretty. Let me pull out the roll, the bolt of ribbon, and maybe you can see it a little better. It has just a little bit of shimmer. I don't know how well you can see that. Not really on this camera. but it's just the tiniest bit of shimmer. Think of Wink of Stella. When you add Wink of Stella to paper, what does it do? It gives just a little shimmer. You can't even cut it. They call it a glitter brush, but it's not glitter. All you do is get a slight shimmer with the Wink of Stella. That's how this ribbon is. That's how this ribbon is. Just a very, very slight shimmer to it. Not real shiny, but not a matte finish either. And so here's my card. Ho, ho, ho. I'm wondering how Riley's going to be with Santa Claus this year. First year, I don't think she had a clue. Last year, oh, she was not happy apparently. And even when she was sitting with Santa, she was sitting beside him, looking straight ahead, kind of glaring straight ahead. But she wasn't so into that man in the big red suit. And let's see, how about this? But I'm finishing off this card with the traditional sparkling sequins. Traditional sparkling sequins. And the green is really kind of to me, it looks like a granny apple green. They don't give colors on this, but it looks like a granny apple green. So there are some, oh, here's my other one. Here's my sample that I did in white with the green sequins. This would have been fun and with the gold sequins as well. And then I have it with the silver letters. Do you like one better than the other, the silver or the white? Here's my fall card. And then the two boo cards I made. Now I did make a couple other boo cards, so let me show you those. So these two both have the pumpkin pie background or card base. I've got 3 sets of eyeballs looking at you. Now this I did a little bit differently. I did add the bow, but my DSP is 7 inches by 3 and 1 inch by 3. So I added just gave it a little bit different twist by adding a strip of coordinating DSP. Okay, and then on these eyeballs, I punched 1/2 inch circles in 3 coordinating colors to back those. And I think this one I'm going to send Riley. I'm pretty sure. Not even send it. I'll drop it off. That's how late I am this year. And then again, basically the same thing, except with the petunia pop, which you don't think of petunia pop as a Halloween color, do you? But oftentimes people are throwing in purples and stuff, so it really does work. And then again, this one, I changed up and added a 1 inch by 3 inch strip to 7 by 3 inch DSP, just to change things up a little bit. So I hope you've gotten lots of fun ideas and some inspiration from today's demonstration. And as soon as I get off of here, I do need to finish the blog post for this, but I am going to check on that camera setting on my phone again. I don't know what else to do if it's what it's supposed to be. But thank you for hanging with me. You know, we can't set something like that. Like I'm not a techie, which you probably know if you've been following me for any length of time. And I certainly am not going to let something like that stop me from sharing with you what I love doing best, and that is creating, stamping and creating. So thank you for bearing with me as I navigate my way through some of those tech challenges. I think that's the last tech challenge I have regarding YouTube Lives. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Think about cards you can make featuring the party alphabet dies. Coming up with a list, I can think of snow, ski, cold, burr for the cold winter months here. For Valentine's, XO, love, hugs, mom, dad, of course, for Mother's Day and Father's Day, and even their birthdays. Baby for new baby cards. How about hi, hello, hey? And I bet you can think of even more. So, and as an Ohio State fan, it would not be surprising to some of my fellow Ohio State friends that I would send them a card that says OHIO in scarlet and gray colors. So have fun with the party alphabet dies. If you don't have the party alphabet dies, I highly, highly, highly recommend adding them to your wish list or your shopping list. And don't forget, you can do these same kinds of cards with other alphabet dies that you might already have. But I have found that this particular set I will never get rid of because it has probably been the alphabet set that I've ever used the most in such a short time period. So anyways, thank you. Thank you. The haircut is new and different, and I'm still getting used to it, but it feels good not to have all that on my neck and what have you. But thank you for the compliments. I appreciate you. I will see you on Thursday for more creative inspiration right here on YouTube, Stampin' Piece with Mary Knabe at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. And if you like what you see today, please enjoy some of my other videos and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Stampin' Piece with Mary Knabe. I'm on the road to 15,000 subscribers. I think I'm about 300 away. So help me out, like and subscribe, share this channel, and know that when you do, I appreciate your support. Bye-bye, everybody.